Today we're going to be looking at a man who really exposes how dumb some people are. Have you ever seen like them street interviews where people go up and ask people the most simple questions ever and they just always get it wrong? Well, there's this man who goes to like these political rallies and he asks right-wing extremists very simple questions and they always get the most simple answers wrong, and it just honestly makes them look so dumb, but I love these videos.
So wokeism in the United States with these people that are going around saying if a kid says they're a dog or cat in school, that's good.
You think that'll stop mass shootings?
I think it's a start in a way. All that stuff.
Has that happened? People said they're dogs and cats in schools?
Oh yeah, in Illinois. Oh yeah, that's going on. They put litter boxes out for them in the schools.
No, they didn't.
I think that's not true, actually. Those are not true.
I think it is true, and I think if you did your reporting, you would find out it's true. Honestly, you just look it up. Look up furries in Highland, Illinois.
Okay.
See what you come up with.
Look up furries, Highland, Illinois?
Yeah.
Okay. The only thing I see here for Highland, Illinois is lockdown lifted at Highland Park High School. 5 students in custody. It looks like there were reports of a gun in the school.
Yeah, they always are calling in false reports.
Oh, here's another one about the cats. A school district has been hit with rumors saying that students who identify as cats are allowed to use litter boxes in the restroom. This is what you were talking about. The superintendent said it got so bad she had to send letters to students and parents on Monday. The rumor that our schools have litter boxes in the restrooms to accommodate individuals who are self-identifying as animals, this is simply and emphatically not true.
According to them, but I'm telling you, I hear from other people that go to the schools and stuff.
Of course you do, that's what they always say. Oh, I heard from somebody who goes to that school, who totally goes to that school and isn't made up. Yeah, again, I'm so sorry, who actually believes that? Whenever it comes to LGBT and identity, I always hear these people talking about, oh my god, people are identifying as cat. Name me one single person who identifies as cat. Garfield. You know, I've never ever met somebody who identifies as cat. I've met a lot of people and like none of them have ever identified that way. I feel like these men make stuff up just so it means they can purposely be transphobic. Look it up, it's true. Looks it up and says it's false. I don't care what it says, I heard it was true. Well, of course he knows someone in the school, of course he knows it's true. By look it up, they mean look at this meme I saw on Facebook. Exactly, and can we also talk about this? There's so much misinformation on Facebook. I see stuff all the time about the LGBT community that just isn't true. And it's like people like him, they suck it up and they believe it. They tell you to check facts, but they don't bother checking facts for themselves. Exactly, because all their information literally comes off Facebook and Twitter.
People point out there are 120.5 guns per 100 people in the United States. Why isn't it the safest country on earth?
I believe because the school systems are destroyed in this country now, and the behavioral habits in this country has changed radically in my lifetime.
Okay, but the number of guns doesn't have to do with the incidence of gun violence.
I don't believe so at all. I don't believe it.
It just happens to be that the country with the most guns has the most gun violence.
Yeah.
It's like the answer is literally sat right in front of them and they still choose to ignore it. Look, Americans love their guns. Some people hate it, some people love it. Me personally, I can understand if you want like a little handgun. Like if you're like in a house and like someone robs it, you know, you want to like shoot them, I can understand that. My issue is probably if the big ones, the ones you would see in like an army. It's like the AK guns are so unbelievably scary. I don't understand why somebody would ever want a gun like that. Like why do you need an AK-47? I can't remember exactly what gun it is, but I swear the majority of school shooters use the exact same type of gun. And like for me, it's just so scary. It's so scary someone can go out of their way to purchase a gun. Unbelievable. Exactly. It's also the fact that like he's literally told the statistics that he still chooses not to believe it. It's a mystery that I just don't think we will ever solve. I mean, yeah, sadly that's the truth. You know, in America, I don't think they're ever going to be able to get over the gun problem. I think the sad reality is that, you know, there's going to be shootings for the end of time. Like we can't actually stop it.
Trump lost the election. Everything must go.
Trump lost, everything must go.
Yeah, we're giving this.
Trump lost.
Trump
Well, no.
Trump lost.
Because of
Okay, Trump lost.
because of obviously because of the election. The
Thank you.
the election, the votes.
No.
We're, actually, it is over, but you could still buy a hat.
It's actually quite scary how delusional people are whenever it comes to the truth. Look, if you're a Republican, I can understand you're not happy that Trump lost, but he lost. That's the way the elections were. It's just so interesting how he literally came out and was like, oh my god, it's a rigged election, and his followers actually believe it. How dare you tell us the truth? How did they not believe that he lost? Because he literally tells them that like he didn't lose. The thing is with the right and the left as well, I feel like there's a lot of radicals. I actually think the Republicans and the right-wing people would have a good chance of winning the next election if they got rid of Trump. What the left need to do is get get rid of the absolute weird radicals, the delusional ones that just constantly whinge for no reason. And the right need to get rid of the MAGA idiots. It's like, I'm telling you right now, if we got rid of the crazies on both sides, I think it would be a lot easier. They act like Trump is their god. I mean, he literally is. Like, it literally is a cult. It's also the fact that she doesn't believe that he lost the election. It's like, how delusional are you? Facts over feelings. I know they're always going on about facts over feelings and facts don't care about your feelings. But whenever it comes to facts about Trump, you know, they don't want to believe it. Why does she get so offended? Because she's literally been radicalized. Like, that's the whole point. She's been radicalized to the point where she genuinely believes Donald Trump had the election stolen. Like, she thinks it was rigged. It's quite scary, isn't it? Like, these are like fully grown adults and they're believing that rubbish.
Tell me about the shirt.
What do you like about it? It's a Donald Trump shirt.
And what does it say?
It says what goes woke goes broke.
It says everything woke turns to shit. And what does that mean?
Well, actually, you want to read it again?
Everything woke turns to shit.
You like it?
What is woke to you?
What is woke to you?
Yeah, what is
I'm
it?
asking you because you're wearing the shirt.
It's anti-white. You know that.
Woke is anti-white?
Pretty much.
I'm pretty sure that's not what woke is. Like, woke is literally the complete opposite. Yet again, I kind of feel bad for that man because I feel like he's been radicalized. It's a Facebook and Twitter post. Like, there's so much misinformation. It's actually quite crazy how much misinformation, especially in Twitter. I see it all the time. Whenever something big happens in America, like, I don't know, let's just say there's like a riot, conservatives will post like a random video and say, oh my god, look at what's happened here. You know, it's the woke people. But it could literally be like a video from 10 years ago. And I seen this a few days ago. There's like stuff going on in France right now to do with, you know, I don't know, the retirement age being lifted. A lot of conservatives are, you know, like posting videos about it, but the videos they're posting are from like riots from like 2012, and it's like, it's just crazy how much misinformation's out there, and like people like him will genuinely believe it. Woke means to be aware, inclusive, not being insensitive, and aware to racial injustices. Exactly, and I feel like there is two types of woke. There's the good woke and then the bad woke, and I won't lie, there are some crazy woke people out there. Whenever I think of wokeness, I think, you know, including every single type of person, you know, everyone of all races, sexualities, backgrounds, etc., you know, being inclusive. But then there is like the bad woke out there, which is like the cuckoo people. You know, earlier in the video I was talking about like the MAGA idiots and like the alt-right people. There's kind of like a version of woke people like that, where it's like their brains are just scrambled. And I feel like a lot of times whenever people think about woke people, they think about them, when it's like, nah, that's got nothing to do with wokeness. They always have zero clue about the meaning and origin. Probably because he's been radicalized. Like, he's been told everything woke is badness. And it's the fact that he's like, wokeness is anti-white. No, it isn't. Literally all my white friends are woke. It's like, wokeness is not anti-whiteness. That's just delusion that you've been told online. These people, exactly, it's the fact that these people vote. Like, these people literally vote in elections.
What are some of the things that you think have been brought up by woke culture that you don't like?
Like educating young, like very impressionable young, like you know, like just basically shoving sexuality down their throat.
And so you're just kind of want to make sure that children aren't exposed to bad things?
Yes, sir.
Your shirt says
Yet again, another thing they always go on about is like shoving sexuality and gay down people's throats. I haven't seen a single person getting LGBT shoved down their throat, to be honest. I swear like they go out of their way to make stuff up. They don't even have an actual reason, just excuses to mass their hatred. But the thing is, deep down, I don't think they actually hate gay people. I just think that they've been radicalized. It kind of is like a cult, you know, you have to look at it this way. Somebody is like the cult leader and then you got all the followers, and obviously the person who's leading the cult is like, oh my god, you know, all of this stuff, blah blah blah, and kind of like brainwashes all of them. Whenever I look at a man like that, I do kind of feel a wee bit bad for him, because it's just the fact that he believes the stuff that he's being told. He genuinely thinks gay stuff is being, you know, thrown down kids' throats, when it's just not, you know, it's not. And then the flip side, talking about sexuality, growing up, I always seen straight thing, you know, heterosexuality was always shoved in my face, so it's like they don't have an issue with that, but the minute a gay thing is put in front of a child to be inclusive, they've got an issue. Every one of these people sound like a middle schooler struggling to remember the lines of the school project they had to memorize. I mean, yeah, a lot of times they have like their little points. It's kind of like bullet points. It's like, oh my god, if someone asks you about this, you have to say this, this, and that. And it's like 99.9% of the times the points can be completely, you know, dissolved within like a split second. It's like, it's just rubbish. It just is quite sad, isn't it?
Which do you think are more dangerous, drag shows or guns to children?
Drag shows.
Drag shows. How many people do you think have been killed at a drag show?
I don't know, but the long-term effects are detrimental.
How many people do you think die every year from guns?
I have no idea.
48,000.
48,000? Okay. Well, There's probably 100,000 that die from drag shows.
I'm sorry, what? He genuinely believes 100,000 people die a year at drag shows. Does he even know what a drag show is? Yet again, these people talk in circles, and it's like, do they actually believe what they're saying? I guess everybody slayed at the drag shows then. I mean, yeah, talking about slaying, they must have slayed 100k a year. I'm honestly not sure he knows what a drag show is. Yet again, I do believe he's probably been radicalized. Look, whenever it comes to drag, there's appropriate drag and inappropriate drag. I think we all know what the difference is. You know, drag as a whole isn't that bad. You know, kids can watch it. Because think of it, drag is like, you know, Mrs. Brown. You see it in like pantomimes and theaters, like men dress up as ugly women. You know, like that is what drag is. It's like a lot of these people will like see like a really inappropriate video of like a drag person, be like, oh my god, this is all of drag. When like it just isn't. A drag queen reading a book to a child and you're dancing with them isn't bad. Now, if they're doing inappropriate stuff like dancing in a stripper pole, that's different. You know, there's a line that they shouldn't cross. But you know, drag as a whole isn't that bad. It's like it literally is like Disney in real life. Like it's loads of like colors and like dancing and singing. You know, kids absolutely love it.
I see this sign here that says God is pro-life. What does that mean?
God is pro-life?
Yeah.
That's just what it means, yes. God created life.
Didn't God kill everybody on Earth except for Noah and some farm animals on an ark?
Oh, he doesn't have a
I'm
lot to
sorry.
say.
Didn't God kill everybody on Earth?
It's weird, isn't it? It's like, you know, whenever he's told the fact, all of a sudden he's got nothing to say. You can see the exact moment this man glitches cannot compute. Exactly, like he literally was speechless. He had nothing to say. The way he looked at the sign, like, wait, what? Exactly. Yet again, they usually have the bullet points in their head. It's like, oh my god, you know, God doesn't want you to abort a baby. And then the guy doing the interview pulled like an Uno reverse card saying, well, God killed everyone except for Noah. It's just fascinating the way that they react whenever they get told like a different point.
More people and more crime is committed and more people are killed with hammers every year than guns. Look at the facts.
I will look that up. I don't think that's true, actually.
That is true.
In the United States, though?
Yes, sir. That is true. Look it up. It's on. You can Google it. It's true. It's actually true.
So, the number of murder victims and the weapons used. Okay, number 1, handguns, 8,029. Number 2, firearms, type not stated, 4,863. Number 3, knives or cutting instruments, personal weapons, fists, feet. Then rifles at 455. Then blunt objects, clubs, hammers, 393. The 300, the hammers, that stat is just wrong.
Back to your question. Second Amendment is still my right, and it's still important to me.
Yet again, it's just blatant rubbish. And it's also the fact that he goes back to the Second Amendment. It's like, that's what they always say, oh my god, I've got a right, First Amendment, Second Amendment. I don't care. But he saw a pixelated meme on Facebook about it, ... Exactly, it's a misinformation on Facebook. Love that you looked it up right there, lol. Had no leg to stand on. Exactly, and it's also the fact that he read it out very slowly. Like, he really did make that man look like a right idiot. That might not be oxygen he's inhaling. I know, I was starting to think maybe he's inhaling funny gas. To be fair, his baseless confidence was impressive, exactly. Like, I'll give him a pat in the back for that. He was being very confident for being so wrong. Rather than being humble and admit wrong, he deflects and doubles down. Exactly, it's like whenever they're proved wrong, they always go back to the amendment. It's like, well, it's my First Amendment. And it's like, I don't care about that. Like, let's talk about the fact that you're spreading misinformation. How is he gonna say more hammers kill people than guns? I'm so sorry, even an unborn baby knows that that's not right. And he's allowed to vote, exactly. It's like he literally, oh my god, I can't even. It's like, I definitely do believe some people should not be allowed to vote in elections.
Who would you rather have president, Joe Biden or Vladimir Putin?
Oh, Putin. Definitely.
Really?
And why is that?
I believe he's been given a tough... since World War II, Russia's been the bad guy.
Because
when
they
in
are.
actuality, the Nazis left Germany, and they ended up going to the Ukraine, coming in here. George Bush was actually... Thank you. George Bush was actually a Nazi.
Yeah, again, it's just utter rubbish that they're spewing out. And look, I don't think Russia's the bad guy. I think it's the government. Whenever it comes to Russia, I always feel bad for, you know, the innocent citizens, because at the end of the day, they can't do anything. They've been completely manipulated and controlled. My issue is with Putin and like his government, not the actual people. Did this woman pass history class? I mean, her history class was probably history in Facebook. Like, it's probably history. It's been twisted in a different narrative. These people vote, yeah, exactly. It's like, it's so scary, and they always vote right wing. I can tell you she definitely definitely votes for that MTG woman, the like crazy blondie. She needs to be sent over so she can experience him as her president firsthand. Exactly, it's like a lot of these people think Putin's very good. Absolutely not. The reason Putin is constantly in control is because no one can get rid of him. You know, if he's got a political opponent, oh my god, they randomly, you know, fall out of like a building, or like a bomb goes off in their house. It's quite weird, isn't it? It's like everyone surrounding him randomly dies. They mysteriously die, mysterious circumstances. What the actual, I really can. I mean, yeah, it's like actually quite crazy how delusional they are. And yet again, I actually feel very bad for her because she's obviously, you know, been manipulated. What is the word? Radicalized. That's what it is. Like, she's basically been radicalized to believe the stuff that she's been told. So she genuinely believes Vladimir Putin is a good guy and we would be better under his control.
What do you think's more dangerous for children? Going to drag shows or guns?
Your drag shows, if you ask me, yeah. Kids can own guns legitimately, you know, use them the right way.
Right.
But drag shows, it's just horrible.
But what, like, do you think drag shows put them in more danger than a gun?
Well, it's going to change their lives, sure. You know, I mean, never happened. I didn't go to them when I was there. They weren't around when I was young.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, I don't believe in it.
But a drag show probably wouldn't kill somebody.
No, it wouldn't kill anybody, no.
Yet again, it's a fact that, like, it's put right in front of them and they still ignore it. And also, I don't know how old that man is, but drag queens have been around for a long time. You know, drag isn't a new thing that was made up a couple of years ago. It's been, like, around for a long time. I'm trying to think of when it was first created. I mean, I definitely know it's been, like, around since before 1960. Don't remember hearing about a massive drag show happening at a school. Exactly, but it's the fact that he'll, like, walk around and say that that's going on. I feel like he also believes that the world's being controlled by, like, aliens. Or what's that thing, the Illuminati, or, like, the First World Order. These conspiracy theories, they always target them people. I went to a drag show once. I'm still recovering, lol, because it was such a good time. Exactly, like, drag shows are actually really fun. Think of it, you know, you're dancing. It's like actually a good time. I would much rather have my child go to loads of drag shows and have a gun. Did they ever hear themselves? No, they don't. Like, that's the literal point of it. The point of these videos is to show us how unbelievably dumb these people are. Well, anyways, guys, that is the end of the video. That is some dumb Americans. Yet again, I kind of do feel bad for these people because, like, they don't know what they're saying and they don't realize how much they've been radicalized. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. If you're a press bigger and subscribe and see you all tomorrow for another video.